Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Sunday. Your girl is back. If you've never been here, my name is Carla Nelson, and we are about to get into today's live. I'm so excited. Now, listen, if you weren't here yesterday, you missed out. You absolutely missed out because, as you can see, we're talking about how it pays to look good for men and women and what parts of your life it really pays to look good in. Now, we're going to continue talking about 60 days to attractive. I have a little bit of a hot topic today that I think you guys are going to love. And then I'm going to have some take-home actionable steps. And I'm going to also invite people to get in on image audits. So we've got a lot to do tonight. And it's all going to be around this 60 days to attractive. It's about to be the beginning of the week. Let's fix our setup. It's about to be the beginning of the week. Let's go into this week thinking about how we can be hotter. Is that fair? I don't know. Is that like a fair assessment? I'm trying to get us hotter. Okay. If you've never met me before, my name is Carla Nelson. Welcome to the live. I do these every Sunday night, and I also do them usually one time a week during the week, but there's no set day. So just follow along so you don't miss anything, okay? Now, yesterday we talked about how it pays to look good. Now, it pays to look good for men and women. But statistics and the data shows that it actually pays to look good, especially for women, okay? There is a direct correlation between looking good and your income, your dating, and your confidence, and how they all come together. Now, for men, it pays to look good because it really affects your dating and your confidence. When it comes to like their careers, they don't need it to grow. But once they do grow, there's an expectation that they understand, hey, dude, you got to get some tailored suits, right? Like there's that understanding, but they don't need it to grow. Woman, we need it, and then we get the promotions, unfortunately, right? Like this is what's happening. So I've been working as a personal stylist for over a decade. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of men and women. I've done 60 days or less makeovers that I've shared not only on my TikTok, but on my other social platforms. And people have been flocking to these transformations because they're like, wait, if you could do this for them in 60 days, what could you do for me? And I'm like, we could do a lot. We could do a lot. Okay. And if you want your version of a 60 days to attractive flip, you need to sign up for an image audit. There is an orange bubble. Okay, there's an orange bubble on this live. Go ahead and put your email in there so we can get you signed up for an image audit. Either way, tonight, I'm going to make sure that you learn something. Okay, promise, promise, promise. Okay, now we are going to lock in. I want you guys looking better than ever. Not just for the summer. I think some of you guys think that looking good is just for the summer. That is crazy. You guys only want to look good on your trip for that 1 week? For 2 weeks out of the year? Oh no, could not be me. Could not be me. I'm going to get us locked in. 60 days to attractive. What does that mean? Well, what that means is it really don't take that long for you to look better than most people on this planet. Okay? All right. So 60 days to attractive really focuses on what I've coined as the big three. Now, in life, there are a zillion versions of the big three. Around here, it's something very specific. It is the only 3 things you need to focus on to appear and look better, okay? For people to be looking at you and stopping you and complimenting you and, oh my gosh, you look so good. Oh my gosh, what have you been doing? That, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly what those are. I'm not even going to drag it our whole session. That's going to be an early thing that we do. But I want to draw a little board for us today, okay? Because I often get these little messages that say things like, Carla, would you rank me? Would you rank me? I'm only ranking you if you are in an image audit, okay? The image audits are for people who want my help and my feedback on where they are and what's working, what's not working. How is the hair? How is the wardrobe? How are the things coming together? And then want me to actually guide them on where to go. I'm not doing that in the DMs, okay? I'm gonna let you know that right now. Not doing that. Not doing that. If you guys knew I have so many clients, I don't have time. And also, it would be a disservice for me to take away time from people who are dedicated to you guys who are not dedicated. So if you want to be dedicated, at least get in alive. At least get in alive. I mean, come on. But if you can't get in alive, you definitely need an image audit if you want the personal one-on-one. Okay? Welcome into everyone who is here. Now, we're going to get to a chart that I want to show us. Okay, now, I mentioned the ranking system because, here we go, the scale of 1 to 10, right? All right. What should we call it? Is that the beauty scale? Is that the hotness scale? Is that, like, what do we even call this thing? Everyone knows about the rating system, but what do we want to call it? I love to give things terms and names. What do you guys think? What do you think it should be called? The scale of 1 to 10, hotness scale, hotness factor. What should we be putting up here as a title? Anybody have any ideas? Anybody have any ideas? Because if you do, I want to know it. If you do, I want to know your idea. Okay, great. No idea, so I guess it's going to be up to me then. All right? And if you've never been here, my name is Carla Nelson. I'm a personal stylist for over 10 years. I give makeovers. I've given tons of makeovers that I've even documented on my socials in 60 days or less. Okay? So people who are going from dusty to attractive in 60 days. If you've never done that, then you want to lock in here because I've got the key and the formula to do that. Now, I was saying, we don't just want to be hot for the summer for your 2-week vacation. That's crazy. You don't get the real effects if you do that, okay? Because you go off to some distant land that you don't know anyone, no one knows you, you take your pictures, you post them on Instagram, and you come back. No! I need you to be hot on a daily basis so you actually get the benefits, so to speak, okay? Now, scale of 1 to 10. We're going to do scale of hotness. That's it. Now, scale of 1 to 10. 10 we know, certified hotties. There's nothing about that. That is, I mean, everybody's like, what do you even eat? Are you even from this planet? Like, we're studying you like a human species. Like, you're not a human species. So, this is like ultimate hot. Ultimate hot, okay? And when we say hot, we're not just meaning like sexy even. We're just saying attractive, okay? So, we'll put hot, attractive. So that's the ultimate. All right, down here, the bar is in hell, okay? Now, what do we want to call this, okay? Lowest bar. How about that? Let's just keep it simple. All right? Now, scale of 1 to 10. Where do you think that most people actually fall? Like, most human beings who are alive and breathing right now, okay? Over the age of 18, let's keep it there, okay? Where do you think that most people fall? Do you think most people fall number 1, 10, 5, 7, 4, 2? Like, where do you think most people fall? It's a little too quiet in the chat, y'all. Way too many of y'all. I should be hearing some answers. Where do you think that people exist on average? On average. Where do we think? I'm seeing 3 to 4. Okay, I'll take that. Anywhere else? Do you think that most people are pretty chopped? Are most people dustier than average? Are most people closer to a 10? What do we think? What do we think? We got 5.5 is average. Okay, great. All right, somebody's in math class. Absolutely, yes. I love that. Somebody else said, I would say 7 or 8. Okay. 4, 6, 8. Okay, great. I'm seeing a lot of good answers. So let me tell you why most people are not a 7 or 8. Okay. So we'll go down here. Okay. So 7s and 8s, right? Most people are not on average here. Because if most people on average were here, you would think that most people that you see are hot. And thus that would almost change the scale. Right? You would almost have to skew the scale because not everyone's that hot. Most people are not this attractive on a day-to-day. What do I mean day-to-day? I mean, like, you wake up and you go to school, you go to work, you get on the train, right? You're at the mall, you go to a coffee shop. I'm talking about that. Like, that's average. These are not people who are, like, putting on the most black tie thing and they're going to a special gala or wedding. They're really, really trying today. The one day out of the whole year. I'm talking about day-to-day, average. Okay? So we know you're not a 7 or 8. Okay? Okay? Now, somebody said 3 to 4. Okay, we're not mad at that. We're not mad at that, right? So let's say we're not mad at a 3 to 4. Now, The reason that most people are not, let's say, a 3 is because that is pretty daggone low. So this would be that every time that you go out, you're finding that most people are ugly, dusty, and that's like you notice it. Because if you're down this low, you're low enough to notice, for people to notice. Okay? So that's pretty low. So I wouldn't say that's going to be the average. Is that fair? Is that fair? It can't be the average. Now, when we're talking about, look, my chart is all off here. All right. Now, when we're talking about what most people actually land on, it's going to be 4 and 5 zone. Okay? 5 is like that nice standard average. I'm going to have to redraw this. 6, okay, cool. This is going to be like average cute. You're like, okay, yeah. Okay, you're kind of doing something there. Or you kind of got something going for yourself. Not fully hot, but like I could see something. They're not bad looking, right? You ever have your friends show you like who they're talking to? You're like, okay, he's not hot, but definitely he's not dusty, right? That's what I mean by like this zone. Now, 5 and 4 is where most people live. Right up in here. This is the average. Okay? So it's like average where you barely even notice. You don't notice anything good. You don't really notice anything bad. You kind of just almost ignore them. Like you could have not even noticed they were there. Right? When you see a 7, 8, or 7 through 10, you notice them. You notice them. And the closer they are to 10, everybody in the room is noticing them. And it's like you're noticing everybody's eyes is kind of keep glaring back at that person. Because they're in this realm because we're not getting a lot of those. We're getting a lot of these. Right? So over here, you barely notice. Okay? Now, this is average. Okay? Mid. It's so mid you don't really even notice good or bad. Now, this is a lot of where people also like to live when they're kind of hiding. Is that fair? Is that fair? Like you don't want anyone to really notice that you're there, so you want to stay like, oh, kind of like everybody else. I'm not trying. This is why a lot of people don't try. Because if they don't try, then they can continue to look like the rest of the world. And so nobody will notice if they make a mistake or they do something good or bad. Right? People love to live here. So we've got average, mid, and then 4 is like starting to lean to that dustier side. But still average, dusty. Okay? All right? Now, once we get lower than this is when your life is going to get a little bit more difficult for no reason. Okay? Here, if you're interested in someone and they 2 are average or average, dusty, or a little lower, oh, great. Everybody's happy. Here, if you're interested in someone or something, even an opportunity, people are going to almost make it clear to you that, like, no, maybe we should rethink this. Oh, are you going to do something with your look? Are you going to do something with your hair? Here, life starts to get really what I would call ghetto, okay? Because here, people are going to make it kind of clear to you that, yeah, like, we know we're not hot, but you're below, okay? And no matter where you are starting from, you can move your scale in 60 days or less, okay? How do I know? I've done it a million zillion times. How can you believe me? I share it and I document all the work I do online. Isn't that amazing? Well, I don't share all the work I do, but I share work that I do because some of you guys will come to me and I will never post you, right? Like if you say, Carla, I don't want to be online, that's okay with me, right? Again, not everybody wants to be there. Now, if you are already asking yourself or questioning, Carla, where do I land in this? Where do I land in this scale of hotness? How do I know if I'm average? Am I slightly above? Am I in the hotness zone? I'm going to give you some signs to know. But if you're like, Carla, you know what? I need your help. I want more help. Sign up for an image audit. Okay? Sign up for an image audit. There is an orange bubble, and you are going to sign up for an image audit. All you got to do is put in your email. Okay? That's what you're going to do. All right? Beautiful. Next, let's talk about some signs that tell us where we are. Okay? Let's talk about some signs. How do you know or have a ballpark, an estimation, so to speak, of where do you land? Okay? I'm just writing a couple notes here. Okay? All right, so we've got average Q, we've got attractive. 7 is our aim number. We want to get here at least. This is going to be the most powerful number on this whole chart, because this is going to be where your life starts to shift and people start to shift their interactions with you, right? Because people are putting you in bubbles every single day, and it's subconscious, and before they even can catch themselves, they've already done it. And you do it the same, okay? When you have a waiter that's hot, it's a little different. When you are dealing with people who look good, it's different. When you are serviced by people who look average or below average, it's different. It's always different dynamics, right? When you're at a party and somebody's trying to talk to you and get your socials and get your info, depending on where they are in this chart is what you're going to say. Oh, right? So everyone's interactions with you depends on where you fall here. So what are some signs? What are some signs? Number 1, let's go with that you are 7 and higher. Okay? What are some signs that you are 7 and higher? Now, if you're a 7, one of the big signs that you are at least a 7 is that you cannot go out for at least, if you're out at least 4 hours in your day, you should be getting a compliment. But let me be very clear about what this compliment is. If they're saying, oh, you smell really good, that doesn't mean anything. If they're saying, I really like your sneakers, that doesn't mean anything. It's, wow, you look really good. Where are you headed to? What are your plans after this? Oh, like, these are things where it's like, they are taking you in as a whole and understanding, like, this person is attractive and looks good. What are their plans? Where are they going? Where are they coming from? I want to know. I want intel. They want intel on you the second that you get right here. But if they're just saying, oh, I like your hair, you could still be over here, but with a gray hair day, right? You could still be down here, but just with a great pair of shoes that you just picked up. Cool, but you're not here, okay? So if you are able to go out for a full day and no one ever says anything to you, and clients have said this to me. Clients after their transformations have said, Carla, I never used to get compliments. I didn't know that people complimented this much. I was like, yeah, people compliment this much when you're over here and higher. People love beautiful things. And because when we go out, most people are here, there's nothing to compliment. Okay? I was sharing yesterday, this whole week that just passed, I was going to the mall, I was at the airport, I was so many places, and I was looking for people to compliment. And when I saw people to compliment, I did. Like, and the thing about it is, it's not like I'm like looking to compliment people so I can count how many people I complimented. No, but no, I want to see beauty. I want to see hotness. We appreciate that. Our eyeballs as human beings, we love that. That's why when you go somewhere and you see the view, it's gorgeous. You feel inspired. Like, that's why people pay extra for the best view at the hotel. We like beauty. You're paying more money for beauty, for the beautiful restaurant, for the plated food. Like, you're paying more for beauty because we're obsessed with it. Let's be honest. People don't want to say that. But when I'm talking about this, most people are not in a place when they leave their home, right? Or when they live their day-to-day lives, that they are actually attractive. So there's nothing to compliment. You are average, below average, and the lowest bar. So that's what you're going to get. You're getting nothing, okay? So if you are going out and you're getting that, then you should be in 7 or above. Does anybody feel like they've ever encountered that, right? Yeah, so, wow, you're so pretty. That is something that would be in the 7 or higher, okay? Again, because they're not just complimenting your nails. They're not just complimenting your hair. They're not just complimenting your scent. They need to be complimenting you, your essence, everything, the package. Because you have to understand that you are a package as you show up anywhere, okay? You need to be a well-packaged machine in order to really get what you want and who you want and the experiences you want and the opportunities you want. They're all hidden behind you just cleaning up the package. In this conversation, you notice how I haven't mentioned genetic lottery at all. Because there's so much that you could do even if your genetic lottery wanted you to lose at birth, okay? Even if you didn't win the genetic lottery, because most people haven't won the genetic lottery, okay? At some point, that falls off, and you have to actually do something. Even people who maybe you've known them since they were, young kids, preteens, whatever, and like they were always like really cute. You might see them now and you're like, oh, they don't look as cute anymore because their genetic lottery is in the trash now. They haven't done anything to keep the hotness up. Now, if they were to get serious, their level of hotness might be able to be higher than everyone else's, but because they probably will never be serious, they end up in average mid when they should be way down here in the chart. And somebody who's actually always been about average dusty because they care about their packaging can end up in a 7 or 8, outbeating genetics. See how that works? Right, because most people don't know what to do. All right, so I saw a couple comments. Some people are saying that the pretty compliment. Yeah, so that's a good one. Okay. All right, perfect. All right. A girl told me yesterday that my hair color makes my whole face glow. Does that count? She's telling you that you have a great hair color. We don't know anymore. We don't have any more details to tell us. We don't have any more details to tell us that we are at 7. But your hair maybe, or your hair color is correct. That's what we're hearing so far. Okay? All right, yes. Tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen. And if anyone is like, Carla, I want more of this. I want a one-on-one. You need to sign up for an image audit. Okay? That is where you're going to get your personal results. Now, let's keep locking in. Somebody said, I can't read what this says. I'm so sorry, Tremaine. It says something about weird men bothered me at work. I don't know what that means. Average Dusty is a hilarious label. Absolutely. And it's real. It's real, right? And we know what average Dusty is. It's not so crazy that like everyone's kind of concerned for you. Where it's like, whew, man, are you ever going to do anything with your look? It's like, all right, you're dusty, but like, I see like 1 million of people on your level a day. That's what that means, okay? That is what that means. Now, we're going to keep going. Okay, somebody asked how much is an image audit. An image audit is only $347, okay? Now, let's keep going. We are going to continue going on with our thing. Now, so if you are in the attractive zone, you're getting stopped on a regular basis. Again, if you can only pull this off at your cousin's wedding, at your graduation, 3 times a year, you are not here. You know how to clean up. And a lot of you know how to clean up. Because when you go on this person's social media, you might say, oh, wow, they look really good. But they don't know how to do that outside of their birthday and their anniversary. On a day-to-day, average Dusty at best. Right? So what we want is for you to be able to lock in this daily. Because this is what makes a difference when you're actually able to make the thing. Now, that's if you're a 7. Right? Now, if you're a 10, let's even go 9 and 10. If you're 9 and 10, you're still getting compliments. You're still getting compliments. But you're also getting looks. A lot of looks. And the looks are, some of them might look like, that up and down look, like, Some of them might just be like interested in, they're just trying to analyze you from far away. You're going to get couples almost both looking at you, right? You're going to get a lot of eyeballs, still getting compliments, but you're going to get that. You're also going to find yourself getting a lot of perks. So people offering you things often, right? Free things. Hey, we have this going on. We're inviting you to this. Like, people kind of just want to get you in their stratosphere, whether that's parties, whether that's events, whether that's, hey, you want to come up and speak? Hey, can we do pictures of you? If you're, any time or any chance they can almost use you as a pretty face, they will do that. Okay? So you're going to get, if you're not careful, you're going to get used and abused and feel like, what did I do over here, 9 and 10? Because you're so hot that it's almost like insulting to some people. Okay? Now, the great thing about this is there are a lot of perks. The bad thing about 9 and 10 is that it is intimidating for people. So, it's not as fun. I would say best places are 7 and 8. Right? Unless you live in a city that really rewards this stuff, like a Miami, like a LA. Okay? Like a Miami, like a LA, 9 and 10. Because people are really fighting, right, for it. People are really fighting for the hotness factor. Now, speaking of hotness, I'm burning up now. 7 and 8. Now, 8, again, 7 and 8, you're about the same. Attractive levels, you're going to get a little bit more compliments. So let's say if you're in a day getting complimented here, maybe they're using bigger words, or they're using opportunities to connect you with, oh, I think you should be good with this person, or they're trying to kind of like either get you dated off, right? They're trying to see if you're single. There's a little bit more here, but these two are similar and these two are similar. Okay? Perfect. Now, down here, 1s through 3s. This is where people you might find are often giving you unsolicited advice to help you out because they feel bad. Okay? That's only if you're a good person. All right? Only if you're a good person. If you're not a good person, they're actually not going to volunteer at all. You are just going to always feel rejected here. Now, if you're a good person, like you're really sweet, you got a great personality, like all the things, and people are like, man, if only you would just be a little hotter, people would be in love with you. Then you're going to get a lot of that advice. Like, oh, maybe we could do this with your hair. Or like, oh, have you ever done this? Or maybe you should see a stylist. Or like, you're going to start getting these bits of advice. And sometimes it's because maybe you present a problem and you talk about, dating life or things at work or just how you're feeling, and they'll give you that advice. And sometimes it's unsolicited. But here, there's a lot of people trying to help you if they, really see the invested interest. Or here, you're going to feel a lot of the unfortunate rejections. So it's like, why should I even bother? Every time I do this, it doesn't go well. I haven't been able to date at all. I haven't been, like, it's a lot of that rough, like, you just can't get, like, an inch in. That's that really tough tension here. Again, average dusty and average mid, if they just want to play along with the average, they can actually get far, right? Like, because I'll just stay with the averages. If I'm an average mid girl, I go with the average dusty guy. I mean, that's strong. Like, they get each other. They're on the same plane. They get the same problems. You know what I mean? But the thing is, most average mid people always look over here. That's where the problem comes. Most average mid people always are looking over here. They're not interested down here because they're like, no, you guys are like a little dusty for my taste. They're always looking over here. The problem is these people aren't looking over here. They're looking in their groups. So that's where the disconnect comes oftentimes in dating. And so you're seeing the weird disconnect of like, okay, this girly pop is looking at a guy who's a 7, but she's a 5, and he's like, I'm a 7 guy. I'm looking at the 9 girl. Like, what's happening? Like, we're not talking the same language. And so really for this girly to have a chance, she needs to at least hop herself over to 7. Okay? Very possible in 60 days, though. Very possible in the 60 days. That's the great thing. That is the great thing about it, is that you're not stuck. You're not stuck anywhere. Right? Somebody somewhere will probably try to tell you, oh, genetic this, genetic. I'm telling you, I've watched people who were like almost born hot. Like, you guys don't have people that you grew up with, like, that you've known since you were like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And they were always like cute kids. And like, you saw them turn into teenagers and they were still cute. And then around 25, life got real. And things kind of went down. Right? Because why? They could no longer rely on the genetic cuteness, luck, chance that they had, the genetic lottery. They now had to actually show up and do the things to make you look hot. Now, what are the things to make you look hot? We're going to do that. We're going to cover that immediately next. That is the next part, is what are the things that are important to matter and to move your scale of hotness, right? Because in order for us to get there, it's not a long list, especially if you just want to get to 7. And I say just get to 7 because sometimes, let me not say sometimes, every time I do a live, somebody asks me, what if I want to be a 9? Here's what I say to that. Getting to a 9 is ultimate hot, and they've been locked in. You don't get to a 9 coming from average in 60 days. It does not happen. 9 and 10, that's dedication, that's ultimate hotness. Talk to somebody who's over here and ask them what their day and their week and their month and how much they spend and how much time. They've got a list. You're not ready yet. You can get there maybe in the next year or two. But in 60 days, we can at least get all the dust and average midness off you and get you over here. Then you'll work to climb your ladder, should you please. You might also decide 7 and 8 is good by me. 7 and 8 is good by me, right? Like, I don't know. I was over here in average ghetto lands, and so 7 and 8 actually sounds quite nice. Thank you so much, right? So what I want us to do is focus on our big 3. Okay? If you're new here, my name is Carla Nelson. I'm a personal stylist for over 11 years, okay? And I help men and women get to their next level of attractiveness. And the getting to the next level of attractiveness, it matters in so many arenas. I'm talking about your confidence. I'm talking about your finance, your career. A lot of career growth, especially for women, lies behind using your ability to be attractive, okay? Then we've got our dating lives, romantic life, and your social lives. So many of y'all do not go outside because you don't know what to wear and you don't know what to put on your body. You don't feel good about that. Excuse me? Babes, we were locked in the house for like 2 years. You remember that? Traumatizing. There should never be another reason other than a lockdown, right? That you are locking yourself in a house because you don't have an outfit to wear. Because you don't feel hot. No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So let's talk about the big 3. Now, I don't want to erase this. I don't want to erase this part just in case I need it to reference it later. So let's go down here. Now, the big 3 is the most important part of getting to attractive. Getting to our 7. Okay? The big 3. Anybody know what the big 3 is? Anybody? Anybody? If you're not new here, I need you to know this like you know your middle name. Like you know your social security. I need you to know the big 3. Anybody? Anybody? Okay? We got confidence. Okay, I like that. It's not on there, but it's definitely going to be a byproduct. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Wearing what likes you back, yes. But what does that mean for the new people? The new people don't know how to wear what likes them back. They don't even know how to pick things that like them back, right? We've got weight. Okay, that's not on there to get to a 7. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. A lot of people don't believe that. But when I show them before and after photos of clients, the clients have not lost any weight. And yet, they've grown up. Okay? Now, again, you want to get to 9 and 10? There probably going to have to be some cutting, some bulking, right? A lot of that over there. Because that's ultimate hot, right? Like, hotness is just like, oozing off of you over there. But we're trying to get to attractive. Better than everybody else. Because they all over here. Okay? Anybody? All right. I'm seeing some things. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So, I'm seeing them. I'm seeing some of the responses. The big 3 in no particular order because they all matter. Style. Okay. Style. Style that likes you back. We're gonna deep dive into what that means. Hair. Oh my gosh. Hair is so important. For men and women, hair is so important. I don't care if it's your facial hair. I don't care if the hair in your hair. I don't care if you're bald. Hair is important. Okay? And it needs to like you back. Okay? And then skin / makeup. The only reason there is a slash here is for the men. Again, I work with men and women. So I'm not going to force any man to wear makeup. Okay? Now, he does have to have a great skincare regimen. I don't care what this man says. And actually, I find that the men actually enjoy it once they know what they're doing. But for the ladies, you need to lock into skin and skin plus skin in addition to makeup. Okay? Any questions on that? We're about to deep dive. We are about to deep dive. Okay? Now, if you know that you want my one-on-one help, I need you to go ahead and put in your email, click that orange bubble at the bottom, and you're going to sign up for an image audit. Okay? I'm going to talk to you guys during the week. We're going to kick this thing off for you. Okay? Not just for the summer, but for your life. Can we embody that? I don't just need to be hot for the summer. I need to be hot for life. Okay, good. Good. Now, when we're talking about all of this, and I keep saying a phrase, like you back. Like you back. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. What does it mean for something to like you? Emphasis on the you back. That means that whatever it is that you are picking, you can't just pick because you like it. Oh yeah, I picked this hairstyle with the bangs because I love bangs. Oh yeah, I picked that dress because I love a bandage dress. I picked that silver eyeshadow because I love silver. And clearly it does not like you back. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen somebody wear something and you're like, you got something else? You ever had like a friend send you a text? I've had friends send me a text. We don't do this anymore because, honey, you got to go through my booking services. So sorry. But back in the day when my friends would send me pictures and they say, okay, Carla, what do you think about this? And I'd be like, you got anything else? Because this is not it, honey. Because it didn't like them back. Right? So when something likes you back, it should make you look more balanced. It should make you look more glowy, more together. People are more you're more alluring. People are more drawn to you. So your body looks balanced. Your skin looks fresh and healthy. Everything about you looks symmetrical. These are all things and signs that something likes you back. Okay? If it's not happening, you can't force it to happen. So sorry. But guess what? You have so many options. It does not matter what your body type is, what your coloring is, what your hair is like. You have a lot of options. You just don't know them. That's why I do image audits, so that I can give people options. Hey, I see that you're doing this hair color. It's no good. Okay, I just had an image audit 3 days ago. Said it's no good. What I want you to do is we're going to do this coloring and this cut. Because the one you have right now, trash it. Horrible. We don't like it. Okay? That's what I mean by liking you back. And it's very obvious once you know what you're looking for. Okay? You are going to stop making these decisions based off of what's trending on TikTok, what's the most popular, and what you just woke up and were inspired to do. There's actually methodology to this. There's actually science to this. Has anyone ever noticed that every year there is like articles put out like, oh, the world's most beautiful people or person, and they always mention symmetry when they're talking about like looking good. Symmetry and balance has to be happening, okay? And it has to happen within these 3 portals. Now, let's talk about all of these components. Now, in hair, or should we start with style? Where do you guys want to start? Should we start with style, hair, or skin/makeup? You guys pick. 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 Okay, we're seeing hair. I'm seeing a lot of hair. Hair. Okay, good. So let's go to hair. All right, so when it comes to hair, we cannot pick just based off of a beautiful photo that you saw of a girl on TikTok. Because she just got her hair cut and she shakes her hair and you're like, oh, she looks so good. And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to save this and I'm going to show it to my hairstylist. Never do that again. Never do that again. Because here's what's happening. The reason why many of you are leaving the hair salon crying in the car and having to do a video about it is because, not because your hairstylist is the worst hairstylist ever. No, she did what you asked her to do. Most of the time, the hairstylist has done what you asked her to do. But unfortunately, you didn't have any guidance on what you should actually be asking for. Does that make sense? You had zero direction on where you wanted that to go. So here we go. When it comes to hair, we need to consider these few things. We need to consider color. So when the commenter earlier was saying that the color has to actually like you back, right? Or she was saying that somebody was complimenting the color choice that she made that was great, that was making her skin look so amazing. That's what the hair color should do. The hair color should make you look amazing. If you find that you're choosing a hair color and you have to cover it up with a lot of makeup every time or it doesn't look right, you're not in the right hair color. And you guys can fight me on that all you want. But the reason why, if you change your hair color and you keep trying to figure out, oh, like, why does my skin look like that? Oh, let me just go cover up with some makeup. It's probably washing you out. The color that you've chosen probably hates you. And you could just pick a color in your color palettes that would actually complement you, makeup or not. Because when you know your color palettes, I don't know how many of you guys have ever gotten your colors done. That's something that's really important when you're working on any of this, is that the colors, when you are wearing a color that is in your palette, whether you have makeup or not, people will compliment you. People will say, oh my gosh, that's your color. Oh my gosh, you need to wear more of that. Whether you have makeup on or not, because the color is working for you. It likes you back. When the color does not like you back, you got to work overtime. You're like, man, something's not right. I don't know. Ever since I got this color, the color's so pretty, but it just doesn't work with you. Okay? So that's color. Then we go to length. Okay? This is one that many people might not know. But you cannot pick length just off the sake of, I'm a girl and I just want long hair. Does long hair like you? Does long hair like you? Because it doesn't like everyone. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Now, I know that we're used to like fairy princess movies with long hair and yah. But guess what? It doesn't favor everyone. For some people, long hair actually overpowers them and makes their face look asymmetric and almost too long and skinny. And so now they lost the plot. Some people I notice will go and get like pixie cuts, but their heads are too big. I'm just trying to like let everybody know. Not everybody can do a pixie, and not everyone can have Rapunzel hair down the back. You have to know what lengths like you back. What else do we need to know? 2 other factors. Volume. Okay? Now me, I'm a big hair girl. I'm always going to make my hair bigger and bigger, but I need it. Because if I don't have volume, my face looks like a wet dog. Okay? So volume, you need to know if you do well with big volume or lower volume. And again, you're not just picking because you love Dolly Parton growing up. Yeah, okay, let Dolly do what she does. But does it look good on you? Does it make your face look wider, like more pulled out, or does it make it look more balanced? Okay? Last note here is shape. Okay? Shape. So maybe you're someone who does great with like harsh lines, bang styles, or framing. Maybe like, you know, any kind of shaping near the face. Are you someone who can do a slick back? Or maybe you're somebody who can't. Okay? This is the hair component. And if you know your hair notes in every genre, you can shape shift any hairstyle you want to do to work for you. That's what most people don't know. If you know what your hair notes are, AKA, let's say your hair notes are, you look amazing in burgundy. I'll give you an example. Amazing in a burgundy hair color. That's medium length, about armpit length, high volume, and curtain bangs. Now you can like shape that every time. So you could always do a burgundy, or maybe you have like burgundy family colors. And then you could make the hairstyle. It could be braids. It could be straight hair. It could be, you know, curly hair. It could be all of these different things, because that doesn't matter. There's nothing in your hair note that says you have to wear your hair curly, you have to wear your hair straight. It's just about the volume and the shape of it. Once you know that, you can move that around all the time and still be in a wheelhouse where your hair likes you. Okay? Any questions on here before we go to the next one? Okay? What about natural hair color? Natural hair color is normally safe. Like, natural hair color, 80% of the time is safe. It doesn't mean it's your best color, but like it means that, like, okay, most of the time it will be pretty good for you, but there could be better. Does that make sense? There could be a better color. I think Beyonce is a perfect example. The actress from 50 Shades of Grey. These are both great examples of people whose natural hair color isn't their best color. right? I think I think her name's Dakota, the actress from 50 Shades of Grey. What is it called? She was a blonde, but she actually looks better darker, right? So like these are just examples, right? Yes, Dakota Johnson. Thank you so much. That's exactly who I meant. So let me see. How do you know which hair color style suits you? Okay, so you want to find hair color or style that suits you. For color, you want to do a color analysis. However, hire somebody and do not use chat. Do not use AI. AI is horrible when it comes to taste and referencing any of this. They're horrible at that. And I've tested it over and over again. Like I'm showing you guys, they're giving you weird results that no other professional agrees with. So I don't want you guys to go that route. At least hire somebody. Even if it's not me, hire somebody to do your color testing. If you don't want to hire someone and you know what colors you look best in, you can also eliminate that way. If you know how to look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh, I look really good in this green, I look really horrible in this purple, then you can also do that and understand what your season is to know what colors will suit you. Okay? Okay, let's see. All right. Now we're going to go on to style, okay? If we don't have any other questions here, right? Now, if you want to know anything about your personal hair, okay, your personal hair, what likes you back, sign up for an image audit. And in that image audit, you're going to send me a few photos of yourself, and I'm going to help you know which other hairstyles have been working, which ones have not been, and then give you, if you don't have any that have been working for you, I'm going to give you better hair suggestions that actually fall in line with your hair notes, okay? That's what the importance of an image audit is. Not only knowing what's working right now, what hasn't worked, but also what would be better, Carla, okay? Next. So we are going to go to style next. That was the next ask on there, okay? That was the next ask. So now we're going to talk about style. Now, in style, we've got some components as well, okay? We've got body type, okay? We've got color again. So you guys notice how important color is overall. So if you get one color analysis, it will cover a lot of different genres for you. It's very important. I don't start working with anyone until I've done their colors. That's just a non-negotiable for me. Okay? Body type, colors, and last one, taste. Okay? Because unlike Kibby, is anyone familiar with Kibby? Is anyone familiar with Kibby? Okay. I saw somebody say, I have a haircut scheduled for tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do an image audit tonight. Image audits, you could have one during the week, but not before tomorrow. Because all that would be right now. Okay, so that would be almost impossible. I'm so sorry, but I am happy to help you before next time. Okay, before your next hair appointment, please lock that in. If anything, if I were you, I wouldn't do anything too drastic tomorrow and then schedule your image audit so we can actually come up with a good plan for you for your next appointment. How's that? Okay? How's that? Hey, Sharita. How's it going? Okay, yes. So, I asked about the Kibby, and I mentioned Kibby, and it's kind of a bait and hook because I absolutely hate Kibby. I hate it with a passion. Now, is knowing your Kibby better than knowing, having no clue in the world that you should even care about looking good? Yes, it's better than nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's better than being absolutely confused and having no idea that you're supposed to look good. But the reason why I hate Kibby is because Kibby only cares about your body type. It doesn't care about your colors or your taste. And taste is so important in building your personal style. The reason why a lot of people really struggle with style is usually because of not really being able to develop their personal style in a way where they like the same pieces in 5 years from now. You guys don't know, but I'm currently in my closet. So this is where my shoes are, and then I've got my clothes all around me set up. And I have pieces in here that are over a decade old that I still love and wear all the time. And then I bring in new pieces. So every season I will shop and bringing new pieces of them, restyling them. Most people cannot say the same. And a lot of the times, people don't even like things from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, because their style is not clear. And that's why taste is on here, and that's why I hate Kibbe. Because the only thing that Kibbe really helps you think about is body type. But they don't help you if, let's say, your body type is a romantic, but you like streetwear. Oh, now you're in trouble. Because the romantic, they want you in certain draped fabrics. And you don't like that. So now you're trying to force yourself into a box that you will not stick to. That's why I hate Kibbe. Okay? Now, style. We've got body type, right? Now, for our girly pops, we've got the 5 styles, 5 body types. For the men, we've got 5 as well, though most men really land between 3. And so, no matter where you are, you have to dress your current body type and not the one from 5 years ago and not your dream body either. Okay? A lot of people are struggling because they're dressing their high school bodies. Hello? Are we here? Are we here? Okay? Are we here? Because we're dressing our high school body. The last time that you really thought about dressing and what you should wear was like high school and college. So now you're still doing that, but your body has changed several times. So now you think that your body is the problem, but really it's your perspective on styling. That's the problem. You haven't updated it to match your body. So we need to make sure that we're dressing our actual body type and not the one that we want or the one that we used to have, okay? And that means balance. If you're bottom heavy, you should be having more interest on the top. If you're top heavy, you should be having more interest on the bottom. If you are an hourglass, you should always be in balance and not creating frumpy shapes. If you're an apple, you need to draw in your waist and create more of a defined waist. If you're a rectangle, you can decide to be loose or you can decide to draw in your waist as well. You have a lot of options here in terms of body types, but you need to lock in on your true and honest body type to actually get the results that you want. Okay? So that doesn't matter if you're a size 2 or size 20. You still need to know where you land here. Okay? Now, colors goes back to color testing. We talked about that. It's not about whether you're doing color blocking, monochromatic. Those are just elements. Those don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. And then taste. Taste is the part that everyone in this chat, whether your style sucks or not, you have some taste. You have some taste. I'm not saying it's good taste. I'm not saying it's expansive. I'm not saying you've worked on it, but you naturally have a taste, right? So think about this. If you guys are watching HGTV, right? HGTV. I don't know. When I go to nail salon, I feel like HGTV is always on. And let's say you go there and they're like, oh, the family today is going to pick one of these 3 houses. You could be sitting next to your friend, or I'm sitting next to the girl in the nail salon, and she's like, oh, I like house number 3. I'm like, house number 3? No, I'm picking house number 1. Do you see those windows? Those windows are perfect. We all have a natural, inclination towards a certain style. That you cannot break it off someone, which is why taste is so important. In order for you to love your style and feel like you're the baddest and look so good and feel so confident and love your closet, you've got to actually pick things that you're going to like down the line. That's easy when you know your true style, okay? If you have no clue what your true style is, 2 things I want you to do before you even reach out to me, okay? 2 things I want you to do. Tonight, this is your homework tonight, because I want you guys sending me your emails for the image audit, but I also want you to think about who is your fashion style icon. Who is your fashion style icon? I don't care if it's a celebrity. I don't care if it's an actress. I don't care if it's a character. I don't care if it's Olivia Pope from Scandal. I don't care if it's anybody. It could be a influencer. A lot of times people are saying influencers these days, right, are their fashion style icons. So I don't care who it is, but you need to have one, at least. Hopefully you have a few. So you need to have a fashion style icon, and you need to start actually saving looks that you like. 2 things that are important. 2 things that you need to do, okay? Next, we're going to go to skin and makeup. Before I leave the style portion, do we have any questions? Okay? Sharita, I'm still looking so cute in all the clothes you got for me. I love this for you. If you guys haven't caught Sharita's actually one of the most popular episodes of styling that we've ever done on YouTube. I don't know if you know that, Sharita, but the girlies loved your episode. I think it's your personality. Like, you just got it down, honey. Okay? All right. Somebody said, I'm a soft natural and all the recommended styles feel boho, not my vibe. Absolutely. Kibby is hard because you're like, man, I figured out my body type, and then you're like, that's all I'm supposed to wear? Oh, no. And it does not have to be that restrictive at all. That's why we burn Kibby, and it's okay to, like, at least be, at least you're learning about body types, but truly, you want to have a little bit more to that. You want to have a little bit more to that so you feel good about it, okay? What if the person I like style don't like me? Well, all we have to do is adjust. So let's say, Latoya, the person whose style, let's say, I'm going to give you an example. You're like, ooh, my favorite style is Tiana Taylor. But my body type and her body type are not the same. That's okay. What we need to study is, and I'll do this for you, if you were my client, Latoya, I would say, okay, what do you like about Tiana Taylor's style? And I would say, okay, you like this. You like the fact that she's a little eclectic, a little edgy, street style, and glamorous, whatever, right? And then we would take that and I would adjust it for your body type, right? We're not trying to force it. I think what most people will do is they'll say, I like Tiana's style. I'm going to go find the dupe of what she's worn. Does not work like that. Because unless you have her body type, you're going to put it on and you're going to be like, okay, never mind, right? Like, you're going to immediately check out, and we don't want that for you, all right? That does not work. Okay, so how can I style my hair well if it's damaged? Well, I don't know how damaged it is. Okay. Yeah, Sharita, that is so cool. You made styling so fun and easy too. I'm so glad. I hope life is treating you well, Sharita. All the people I like. Okay, another comment. Hold on, let me read this. All the people I like are skinny. I feel like I have to be skinny. Well, that's just a feeling. That's not a fact at all. Okay, not a fact at all. Because sure, maybe a lot of the people that you're saying that you like are skinny because our media does have a lot of skinny people in the forefront, right? So let's say you're like, oh, there are these 3 celebrities that I like, and like they are skinnier than me. Yeah, but if you actually know what you're talking about right now, what I'm talking about right now, body type, then it doesn't matter. It does not matter, right? Because even though you're saying they're skinny, you guys don't understand that 2 people can be a size 6, size 4, whatever, I don't care. Just because they're skinny, right? Just because they're skinny, it doesn't mean that both of those women are the same body type in the first place. So when I have 2 clients who are both a size 4, one's an inverted triangle and one is a pear, I'm not dressing them the same anyways, even though they're both skinny. So you see how like the skinny factor actually matters a lot less than body type, right? I would dress a size 2 and a size 22 pair the same way. But just because they're 2 size 2s, their body types are different. One has broad shoulders, the other one has wide hips. I can't dress them the same. It's not gonna look the same. That's why your friend could put on a dress and you put it on and you're like, you know what? You should have this dress because it looks better on you. That's what that means, right? Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's put this in. Cool. Okay, great. Now, let's go to skin and makeup. We're doing great tonight. Now, depending on where your brain is at right now, and you're thinking to yourself, Carla, I got hair down, but style is a hot mess for me. Go ahead and sign up for an image audit. Maybe it's the reverse. Maybe you're like, you know what, Carla, my style is pretty good, actually. I've been working on that for a while, but the hair is a hot mess, and every time I go get my hair done, I'm not happy. Then you still need an image audit, okay? And I want you clicking on that orange bubble and putting your email, and I'll follow up with you guys tonight. How's that? Is that fair? Is that fair or not? Okay, now let's go to skin and makeup. Now, skin and makeup. I really love that people are so into skincare these days. The people are locked in. Does anyone in the chat have an actual skincare routine right now? I want to hear about it. If you have a skincare routine right now, Type in the chat. Say I do. Okay. Kind of erase that. Just want to fix it. Okay. Say I do. If you do. Okay, we got a couple. We've got a couple people. Yes. Somebody says mine is simple. Well, we'll see. We're going to go over what your skincare routine should look like at a bare minimum. Okay? At a bare minimum. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over that. The one thing I feel good about on this list. Okay, that's good. That is good. It's good to feel good about something. Right? Right? We love that. Even if you got to find something, a little detail you can block into. All right, so let me go down to AM and PM. Okay, so everyone should have an AM and a PM plan. AM and a PM. No skipsies here. There's no, oh, at night I always fall asleep. Get up. Do it earlier. I don't care. You got to wake up at 2 a.m. after you fall asleep and do a quick little 1-2. Do it. Okay? Now, what do we have on this list? What do we have on this list? Okay? Somebody says, do you repost on YouTube? I actually have all of them downloaded. My assistant's supposed to upload them, or maybe I should just upload them soon. Okay? So they will be up there. I will start having them on my YouTube. But they're all ready to be uploaded. Okay? AM. AM. Somebody said, I love your energy. Thank you, darling. Mitra. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to go. Obviously, we need a cleanser. Okay? Obviously, we need a cleanser in the AM. Is that fair? Is that fair? Okay. Next. I'm jumping quick because I'm hoping everyone has a cleanser. That's just hygiene at that point, right? The cleanser is just a hygiene, so hopefully we've been doing that. Now we got cleanser, then we got toner. Does everyone have a toner? Does everyone have a toner? We need a toner. I don't care if they're toning pads. I don't care what they are. You need a toner. I don't care if you want to splash it, if you want to put it on a ball. You need a toner. The next thing that a lot of people are missing, an essence. Great for extra hydration. And we want hydration. A lot of us are struggling with dry skin. I had a recent image audit and she was actually doing good in hair, but style and skin were rough. And so I said to her, I was like, I can see your skin and it looks dry from here. And I'm like, no, darling, we're only 32. We need some more hydration. Right? We don't want our face reading as dry. Matte is one thing. Matte is intentional. That's a makeup look. I'm talking about her bare skin was a little dry. She definitely needs an essence. Right? So I talked her through some of the things that she needs. Right? Because you can see it. Once you really, somebody said this girl knows ball, right? Once you really get in here, you can clock who's doing their skincare. I've got my husband in on skincare, and even he'll say, I can tell none of my friends do any skincare. And he'll laugh about it. And I'm like, you just got to the club. But, like once you are in the club, you can tell, their skin's a little dehydrated, right? Skin's a little parched. It's a little uneven. Like, you can spot these things really quick, right? So we've got cleanser, we've got toner, we've got essence. Next, we go to a serum. Right? Okay? Next, we go to a serum. Next, we're going to go to a moisturizer, optional, depending on, like, how oily and such you are. If you feel like your face gets caked up, skip moisturizer and just go to a moisturizing SPF, right? Here we go. All right? And make sure that we're using enough. It should be covering 2 fingers worth, right? You should be able to spread a little bit on 2 fingers. Make sure we're using enough SPF. All right? Make sure you're using enough. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/6 here. Who has at least 5 on their AM? Who has at least 5 steps on their AM plan? Okay. And trust me, none of this takes that long. You can do the cleanser in the shower. The toner and the essence, that's going to take a minute. Like everything here, this is really like 5 minutes. It just looks like a lot. Okay, but it's not. It's really not. The 5 steps for AM. Now we're going to go over to PM. Okay, we're going to go over to PM and what we need there. Okay, and then I'll talk about some general maintenance and some makeup things. Okay, the whole reason I came back, even though they kicked me off, is because at least I'll be able to upload the whole thing onto YouTube. Okay, that'll be helpful. All right, now PM, we also want a cleanser. Now, you might want to consider having a more gentle cleanser at night. Or at least one of these should be a little bit more gentle. Okay? So, if you're new here, we are wrapping up our 60 Days of Attractive lesson today, and we are in skincare and makeup. All right? Now, gentle, we want a little bit more gentle cleanser. Next, we're going to also still want to get us a couple of things. We are going to want to start rotating some things that will help us address different issues. So whether that's going to be vitamin C, whether that's going to be a mask, right? Or a serum, or a peel pad. There's so many different things that we could be doing at night. We might not have the time in the morning to do these, but we want to have almost some alternative things that we do. Maybe today we do a hydrating mask, then we have a peel pad, then we have a serum that we put on for a little bit and then wash off, right? Like we have a couple of different options here, right? And then ending with as much moisture as we can. You almost want to feel like a slug going to bed, okay? So we want to do moisture, heavy moisture. Not heavy in terms of like how heavy it feels. Moisturizer. So this could also include oil as well, optional. Okay, so this would be for our PM. This would be for our PM. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm just continuing the live that got ended abruptly. That I just want to go ahead and tie everything together so that if anyone wants the full version on YouTube, they'll be available. I'll put them on this week. Okay. Now, this is what we want. We want to make sure we have an AM and a PM. So this is for our skin. Okay? Now, any questions on that? And then we're going to talk about makeup. And then I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay? Because we did so much tonight. I think we were on for over an hour already. So I just want to wrap on skincare and makeup. Is that fair? Okay? Skincare and makeup. That's what we're going to wrap today. We're going to wrap on skincare and makeup. Now, we've got our AM plan and our PM. Now, AM needs at least 5 steps. So we had our cleanser, our toner, essence. As a lot of people have been asking about an essence, it really is going to help with an extra step of hydration that a lot of people need, okay? Then we're going to go serums. Then we're going to go to either having a moisturizer and an SPF or just a moisturizing SPF. You want to be simple, little cheat code, I would go with the SPF option that has a moisturizing element, okay? Then PM, we have cleanser. I would suggest something more gentle. I'm really liking the Tasha Rice wash. Very nice. It's gentle. It's not so stripping because you're probably doing a little bit of a heavier cleanser or more stripping. Maybe it has, acids. Maybe it has something like in this cleanser in the morning. Don't always want to be overly stripping your face, right? Because you are trying to keep it moisturized, so we don't want to overly strip it every time. So doing something more gentle would be great. Then this is your chance to really rotate in. Red light mask, mask that you leave for 2 hours or 3 hours. I really like the ones from Anua that you leave them on for 3 hours. They're super hydrating. Then you have Drunk Elephant has a mask that you leave on for 20 minutes. The baby facial. That's amazing. There's so many options here, but what you want to aim for is at least switching it maybe every other night, every 2 nights. Like you have different rotations. So you'll have something that's for hydration. Then you'll have something for maybe that's hyperpigmentation. Then you'll have something that's just to keep you brightened, right? Like you want to have maybe 2 or 3 different versions of what you do at night and alternate them. And then end always with a moisturizer. Optional to add oil and a moisturizer. But you pretty much want to go to bed feeling like a slug. Okay? You want to be slugged up a little bit. Now, we don't want to go overly heavy if you're someone whose clogs pores get clogged really easily. But you still want to feel more moisturized going to bed than you would in the morning. Make sense? Okay? Any questions? Any questions? Okay? So next, what we're going to do is we are going to talk about makeup. We're going to talk about makeup. All right? Now, for makeup, we are going to talk about two things only. Two things only. And that is the fact that everyone needs two. Okay? Two makeup looks. If you want to have more than that, by all means. You might be someone who is a makeup girly. You understand? Like, you love this. Like, you're enthralled in all things. But really, you need a daytime and a nighttime that are perfected. I mean, you could do this with your eyes closed, knowing how to draw out your best features. What I want you to do tonight is go in the mirror and identify what is your best feature. Okay? Find just one. Just start with one feature. Maybe that's going to be your eyebrows. Maybe that's your cheekbones. Maybe that's your lips. Maybe that's just your skin overall. Find a great facial feature, and you're going to build your makeup routine around that. Okay? Very, very much a cheat code that no one's talking about. Okay? All right? So we've got that. We need a daytime and we need a nighttime. That's it. We just need these two. After that, if you decide you want to be a makeup guru and a girly, dive in. We love that for you. But these two are going to get you so far because you'll be able to, if your friend invites you on a Sunday at 2 p.m., throw on that daytime look. In addition to a hairstyle that likes you back and style. Fair? Right? If someone's asking you out on a date, you'll be able to pull out that nighttime look. You're not having to start from scratch every time. You've got two looks perfected. And in order to perfect these looks, do not be scared if you're someone who's like, I'm not good at makeup. I meet a lot of you guys in the image audits who are like, I'm not good at makeup. I don't know what to do. Well, that's okay. What you're going to do is when you're at home, you're going to practice. Don't practice the day of the date. You see what I'm saying? That's going to stress you out. You're going to feel like I'm going to cancel, or I just don't want to do this. I'm not going to wear any makeup. Practice when you're at home, hon. You're practicing when you have no plans. Even if that's like, oh, the only time, Carla, that I have no plans is like on a Sunday morning or after work. Pick 2 times a week and keep practicing that same look. If you keep practicing that same look 8 times, let's say you practice it twice a week for the next month, you're going to have it down. And then you're going to be like, great, I have a daytime look down. Let me start practicing a nighttime look. It's very easy. Unfortunately, most of the time what we do is we see a new makeup look every day and we want to try it. And then you never get good. You're only going to get good locking in to practicing. Is that fair? Is that fair? Is that fair? Okay? So that's what I want for you guys. I want for you guys to be able to lock in. And so you notice how the big 3 is literally just locking into these. It does not have to be a list of like 85 million body scrubs and doing this and doing that. Just right here is going to get you above the average. And then if you decide you want to get all the way here, have at. But this is where I want you locking in now, okay? Now, if we have any questions, okay, I want to hear them now because I'm giving us another 5 minutes. If you want to work together in any way, you want to go ahead and send your email in on the orange bubble below, okay, for image audits or personal styling. But right now, I would suggest if you are here to get an image audit. Because this stuff that I'm talking about right now aligns the most with the image audit. Because what will happen during that time is that we will be able to go through your photos and see what has worked for you in terms of style, hair, and makeup, and skin, and what has not worked for you, okay? And be able to not only know what's working and what's not working, but me give you advice on what's going to work, okay? If you're like, Carla, how do we know it's going to work? I want you to go on my page, and I have clients who have done image audits that I'm sharing. I'm showing what's happened. Okay? Perfect example, Allison. She did one and that video went viral and everybody started saying, I want the results she has. She did an image audit. It's not as scary as it seems, okay? I don't do them here on the lives. Maybe I should one day. Would anybody volunteer for that? I'm just curious. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. But would anybody ever volunteer to, like, be an image audit, right? Like, you would submit your photos, and then we would, like, actually, the whole, you know, all of us would be looking at things, and I would talk about what's working or not. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. As for right now, image audits are private. I'm just filling the room. Just filling the room. That's all. Nothing. I don't know. Okay, some people are saying they would do it. Okay. I'm like, maybe we'll try it. If you guys are serious, send me a message and maybe we'll try it. You know, I think people would benefit from seeing what an image audit would actually look like. Right? Maybe we try it for a session or two. Again, you know, as long as you're open. Because I'm happy to do that, but you just gotta be free to share photos and we'll all go through them and then I'll guide you on where you land in these places. Okay? I will guide you there. So that is that.